right. I only have a total of about 6 films that I want to talk about. Primarily the ending of the films, because for me personally, whenever I talk about movies that make me cry or make me feel emotional, it's typically the ending of the film because it's this giant buildup of stuff that leads me to the ending of the film. And I want to talk about key films that either I saw in theaters just over time or however I viewed them. They made me feel this way. So hear me out, everyone. My first pick is Star Wars, the first one, because Star Wars, A New Hope, or as I like to call it, Star Wars, because it is the first film. And technically, it's the only standalone film in the franchise. Fight with me, argue with me, I get it. The ending of this movie, when I was really young, I mean, Star Wars is one of my favorite franchises and whatnot, but like the ending of the end scene where they're all getting their medals, there's no spoken words in this scene. It's just Luke, Han, Chewie, Princess Leia. They're all getting their medals and whatnot, and like they're all celebrating. Hey, we defeated the Death Star. We took down Darth Vader. Blah 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 blah. As far as I know, but there was some sort of magic in the film, and I'm gonna throw an honorable mention in there in a second. But the ending of Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars, and the ending of Return of the Jedi especially made me cry, because those two films are phenomenal. Primarily the Star Wars: A New Hope. The ending of that makes me feel like, oh my god, feel accomplished. I feel good about myself, feeling successful. These characters, you bond with the characters, you love the characters, and it makes you feel good inside about these characters. And the ending of this film made me cry when I was old enough to understand the characters and the story. It made me cry. And I'm not going to just throw A New Hope in there. I'm going to throw all 3 of the original trilogy films, because the ending of all 3. Because think about the end of Empire Strikes Back. I'm throwing this in there too. The Empire Strikes Back ends with the good guys losing. But that last scene they're on the spaceship and Luke's getting his robotic hand. That one view of space is great. It didn't make me cry. It just made me feel very emotional. The ending of Return of the Jedi is still one of my favorite endings to any trilogy ever. Now, I'll get to another ending in a second, but hear me out. The endings of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi are 3 of my favorite. They make me cry. Every time I watch them, I see something differently in them. That's the beauty of art and film. I love the ending of these movies because they make me feel good about myself. And yeah, I'm crying because it's such a beautiful ending to a story, to a family line of the Skywalker family. So I think it's brilliant. That's me personally. So my number one pick, I'm just going to cluster them together, is Star Wars. Primarily the ending of all 3 films. They're getting the medals. They're and in the first one, in Empire Strikes Back, where they're having their final scene on they're voyaging home, and then they I haven't seen it in a little while, forgive me, but like the ending sequence where they're on the spaceship and they're just looking at space and they're about to go fight the Death Star, the lead into Return of the Jedi. Brilliant. The ending of Return of the Jedi, where literally everyone thought that's the last time we're going to see these films. There's these characters in these films. It made you until episode 7, but seeing the end of each of these films made me tear up a little bit, and I love them all to death. However, Star Wars: A New Hope is my favorite one. Just saying, it's my favorite one. It's my favorite Star Wars film out of all of them.